Hi, this is Chris Wise with Wise Profits, and we help grow and scale companies through operational excellence and financial clarity with high LQ leadership. Now, high LQ leadership is really treating yourself in a kind and loving way in the process of creating an amazing and profitable business. The way that we work with our clients is we look to create long-term successful relationships with our clients. And as we're going to talk about in this video, the 4 different stages of a business, we look to become long-term partners with our clients to help guide them through each of these different stages of growth. So perhaps you're looking to sell your company. We look to create great successful relationships with our clients to see you through to the end of selling your company, not just solving some initial problems. Or maybe you want to grow your company to the place where you can walk away from it and it's just generating you cash. We look to help guide you along the way to reaching that place where you're able to either be in your greatest position inside of your business, the greatest strengths, and where you feel the most free and creative, or maybe you just want to walk away. Whatever the case is, whether it's you want to sell your business, whether you want to just stay in your business but be in a more optimal role, or maybe you want to walk away from your business and just have it produce cash for you, whatever the case is, we're going to help design and architect your business so that you get the desired outcome that you want. And over the next 3 videos, we're going to be talking about the different stages of your business, the building blocks that go along with each of the different stages, and then how to really increase value in your business no matter what your case is, no matter what's the end result. All 3 of these videos are very relevant and will help give you the right mindset and framework so that you can be successful in getting your business to that end result. And again, as we are architects and general contractors and helping you architect and design that ideal business and then helping oversee and guide the execution of that plan, that's what we're here to do, and we're very successful at doing it. Today we're going to be talking about the 4 stages of your business. It's very helpful in understanding these different stages. So stage 1 being from 0 to $1 million, stage 2 being from 1 to 10 million, stage 3 being from 10 to 50 million, and stage 4 being 50 to 100 million. As you can understand the different challenges, the common threads that companies face at each of these different stages, the reason that understanding this is helpful is because it can help you know exactly kind of these core overarching problems that you may be facing in your current stage. But more importantly, it's going to help you know and to even be aware of what's going to be most likely challenges you will be facing in future stages. And this is really where we can play a big role as we're helping guiding you through the current stage that you're in. We can begin planting seeds and putting in frameworks and infrastructure so that by the time we actually get into that next stage, we've already put in solutions to make going through that stage so much more easy. So in stage 1, and this is for businesses that are from 0 to 1 million in revenue, you can relate this to a house as in you're acquiring the land, you're surveying the land, you're basically acquiring the property upon which the house will be built. And at each one of these different stages, of these 4 stages of growing your business, there is a main problem, a main challenge, and a main opportunity. And for businesses that are in stage 1, the main problem is that you're still figuring out what you're doing. Things are new, you're still honing your sales and marketing strategy, you're still figuring out how to fulfill, you're still figuring out your USP. There's so many different things that you're figuring out. Those are the greatest. That's the main problem in this stage. Your main challenge is making your first profitable sale. Now, you may be making sales, but the individual sale may not be profitable. And so depending on what industry you're in, obviously this ranges greatly, but really getting that first sale to be profitable, and beyond just that first sale, but also consistently making profitable sales, is the main challenge in stage 1. The main opportunity in stage 1 is attaining a maximum critical mass of customers. And what that means is once we're getting that profitable sale happening, and we're even before we're making that profitable sale happening, we're making sales to customers, and we're really understanding our customer demographics or sociographics. We're figuring out what our lifetime customer value is. So there's so much information that as we're making sales and hopefully getting to profitable sales, that we're actually figuring out about our customers that's going to then impact how we're marketing and selling and fulfilling, and really figuring out this initial engine. So now we're in stage 2. This is for companies that are in that $1 to $10 million revenue range. And as we relate to this, to looking at this as a house, this is the point where we're digging out the basement, we're laying the concrete, and we're putting in the foundation to support the next layer. The main problem is that you still may be breaking even or losing money. Now, this is the overall as a company. That's because so much money may still be going back into growing the company, or you still maybe just have figured out how to get your first profitable sale. So there's still so many different factors that could be impacting bottom line profitability. That's one of the main challenge here in this $1 to $10 million revenue range, or in the stage 2, is really now getting into having profit that's left over that can then be distributed to the owners or the different stakeholders, or even used to more further accelerate growth. The main challenge in this stage is expanding or creating new revenue streams that are in line with the overall company or the overall company's goals. The main opportunity in this stage is to increase cash flow and become profitable. Now, the main challenge at this stage, I want to talk briefly about what this is, because this is a big mistake that I see a lot of companies do at this stage, is they begin to just go out and create all kinds of different other revenue streams or different services that they think that their clients want. Now, this can be problematic because now you're doing so many different things. It can make it harder for sales and marketing because you're selling different things. It can make it harder for fulfillment. It makes it harder in almost every aspect of your business because now you could be dealing with different segmented types of opportunities, whether it's different sales or products. And so while in some cases it may be important to experiment with a new product line or a new service that is vastly different from what you're doing, it can also be problematic. And there's a concept in the book Good to Great by Jim Collins called your hedgehog concept. And it really is in stage 2 that coming to figure out your hedgehog concept becomes very important. And your hedgehog concept is, as a business, what do you do? What are you best in the world at? And then creating your products and service centered around that hedgehog concept. And so while in stage 1, you may be focusing on 1 or 2 different products or services, in stage 2, you may be expanding those out to generate new revenue streams. The core challenge here is making sure that there's consistency and cohesion in how these different products and services relate to each other. And so, it's okay to experiment with different revenue streams, but also keeping in mind that what is your hedgehog concept, what is it that you're best in the world at, and really honing in on finding that consistency and cohesion with your different products and services. Now we're at stage 3. This is for companies that are in that $10 to $50 million revenue range. As we look at this, how this relates to building of a house, stage 2, we had that foundation. Now we're putting up that framework. We're putting up the drywall, we're putting up the walls, and we're putting that up upon the foundation that was created in stage 2. Stage 3, the main problem that companies typically face at this level is that their systems have become strained, and it's apparent to the customer. The main challenge is turning the chaos into order. The main opportunity is learning how to create useful protocols and manage processes and procedures. So what happens a lot of times, companies prior to these in the stage 1 and stage 2 they're just focused on growth, they're just focused on profitability, but a lot of times they're not really focusing on their internal systems to actually support the growth. And now companies at this stage are realizing that their systems are being strained, they need better documentation, policy, and procedure. And it's here at stage 3 companies that the problems that are commonly faced here can be so avoided with proper planning and forward thinking at stage 1 and stage 2. And so when we're working with companies at stage 1, we're already thinking about these stage 3 problems. So we're already putting in base foundations for policies and procedures that then get further enhanced in stage 2. And so all of these different, and which we'll talk about in our next video, the 9 building blocks of scaling, all of these key components and all these building blocks, we're putting in stage 1 and stage 2 so that by the time we get to stage 3, these common problems are much more easily handled and resolved so the company can continue to effectively scale. And now we are in stage 4, and this is for companies that are in that $50 to $100 million revenue range. This is compared to with our house. So stage 3, we got the framework that's going up upon the foundation that we set in stage 2. And now in stage 4, this is now where we're really starting to make it look like a house. This is where we're laying in the hardwood floor, we're putting the final coats of paint on, we're putting the tile on the roof. This is where we're putting all the things that make the house look like a house and function like a house into place in stage 4. The main problem is that sales are slowing or stalling. The main challenge is how do we become entrepreneurial again? And the main opportunity is getting the business to run itself. Now, again, these are very common challenges faced by companies in this stage. But again, as we are moving through stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, we may already have the business running by itself in stage 3. But again, these are, again, the common problems that companies that are already in these different stages may be facing. And this is one of the big values that we bring, is helping companies prevent these types of issues happening that are very common for other companies in that revenue range. So thank you for watching through this video. In our next video, we're going to be talking about the 9 building blocks of scaling. So we laid the groundwork for the different stages that your business can be in, and now we're going to talk about how these 9 building blocks of scaling relate to each of these different stages, and how I've already alluded to that when you understand these different stages of where you're at, you can prevent problems that will be happening in the upcoming stages. But the way that you prevent those problems from happening is by understanding the building blocks that are relative to each of these different stages, that are relative to you building your house, and what's the right order and what are the right way to put those in early on in the different stages to help prevent these problems from happening in the future as your business is growing and scaling. So below here, I'd like to invite you on a 15-minute discovery call with me. This is where I'll really take time to understand your business, to know what's going on, to see if there's a fit in us working together. And even if there's not, I'm going to take some time to give you some best guidance and advice on what's best for your business. So again, I invite you to book that time on the 15-minute call, and I'll see you on the next video.